He was one of the first Irish Catholics to go to Harvard. He then became a bank examiner. He was the youngest bank president in the country at age 26. And during the Great Depression, or just before in the 20s, he made a huge amount of money on the stock market. He got out in 1929, just before the crash. And during the Depression, he was one of 10 millionaires in the country. People say that he was a bootlegger. He was not. And I show that in the book. And all the people who've actually seriously examined that say, yeah, he had nothing to do with bootlegging.
Yeah, he had distribution rights for some whiskey, but that really kicked off after Prohibition was over, right?
During Prohibition, when they saw, Prohibition was passed. I think it was the 16th Amendment or 17th Amendment. I forget which. But it was passed because enough states voted for it to put it in the Constitution. And in order to get it out of the Constitution, they had to have a certain number. I think 26 states had to vote against it. So when they got to around 25 and the other ones were about to topple, he went with Jimmy Roosevelt, who was FDR, Franklin Roosevelt's son, over to Scotland. And they brought one of the leading Scotch companies, Pinch. And they shipped the entire inventory to Canada, and they put it in warehouses like 2 feet from the U.S. border. So they knew that, as soon as Prohibition was over, they shipped it all in, and they made a killing on it. And that was his only involvement with the liquor industry.